Righto, and welcome back to the cave. I hope you're all doing well out there in the continuing weirdness that is, you know. But today we are having a look at something cool. We're having a look at something very cool that I got just the other day. In fact, I've got a few of them to have a look at over the coming weeks, so don't despair. There's plenty of He-Man and Masters of the Universe in your future, but this one is not He-Man, it's Skeletor, the evil Lord of Destruction, and it is the SUPER7 Filmation version as well. So yeah, really happy to have this guy. Got him the other day, and it's like, yeah, been itching to open him and have a look at what lies within. So we'll do that. In fact, let's do that now. So here we have Skeletor in his packaging. We've seen it before. It's got the usual Masters of the Universe awesomeness on there in the old style packaging, should I say, as seen on TV. It's got new because, yeah, these are new. Well, I say new, they're a couple of years old now, and where you would expect to see for adult collectors, you now see for ages 14 plus, because this is the first run of these where they were saying, yeah, ages 14 plus, that's adult, right? But now they explicitly say adult collectors. We've got Skeletor looking very Filmation-y in the box there. I mean, he looks great, doesn't he? We'll do a bit of a comparison in a little bit with the old style Skeletor, but for now, let's turn the packaging over. Lovely picture. As usual, we couldn't expect these to be really, really nice, but that is so evocative of the 80s style artwork that it was. And it's Skeletor with his Havoc staff in hand, prepares to conquer the planet of Eternia. Yeah, great stuff. Love it. And then we get all the ones that you can buy. So it's got the Powers of Grayskull at the bottom there, Hero and Eldor. I will try and get those at some point. I definitely will. You've got Skeletor, you've got Hordak. I have Hordak, spoiler alert. He-Man, I have He-Man, spoiler alert. And I need to get She-Ra, I'm sure I will. And then it's twist his waist and he swings back with a punch, because he does. And they're awesome. So yeah, there's your packaging. As always, looking bloody spectacular, frankly, I think. But yeah, we'll be back in a couple of seconds to open him up and have a look at what's inside. Bye for now. So before I start having a look at Skeletor himself, as always, you do get an art card with these things. It is made to look like a mini comic, and in this case you do get a really good picture of Skeletor with the Havoc staff blowing the crap out of something, which is always fun. Yeah, do like that. Very nice. And on the other side, it does have the usual from Toy to Toon. So it's Skeletor in his toy form there. You've got Skeletor in the form that they first wanted him. It's the colours more than the actual animation there. First, take a closer look at that. So these are the colours he had in the original Castle Grayskull advert, and those are the ones that Filmation eventually ended up doing. And yeah, obviously Skeletor's first animated appearance was an early television commercial for Castle Grayskull. If you haven't seen it, it's awesome. You should see it. The commercial's toy accurate costume and glowing red eyes were simplified and stylised for animation, and his sword was eliminated, making the Havoc staff his primary weapon, because the sword thing doesn't work in a cartoon. It does in comic. It's great in comic form, but it just doesn't work. So yeah, cool, excellent stuff. Do like them. They're very, very nice. One day I'm going to frame them all. In the meantime, before I do that, here's a look at Skeletor himself then. So this is very much Filmation Skeletor. There are key differences. His armour, for instance, has been simplified. It's a lot simpler than the toy. I'll prove that in a second. His skirt, again, simplified, easy for animation. You know what Filmation are like. They had to work with very little. They didn't have the manpower, shall we say, of the Far Eastern studios. And they had a lot of sort of money constraints. They had to work more cheaply and be more competitive. So obviously things like that were very easy to animate, or easier to animate, should I say.
than maybe their Japanese and sort of Korean counterparts would have been. If I can stand him up, there we go. And we'll get other Skeletor in. Toy Skeletor. Now I'm going to have to hold him because he's old, therefore he doesn't stand. I'm going to take his Havoc staff away as well for a second. You'll see why. So there are key differences, you can tell. So for instance, the like I say, the armour is a lot simpler. You've got this sort of bat symbol on there, maybe indicative of the Horde? I don't think so. It was far easier, far earlier than that. I'm guessing it's just they liked it to look like a bat. Here, look, I'll prove it. There is a bat. There is Skeletor's face. Very nice though. Like I say, the skirt has only 3 things there. I don't know what they're called. Leather straps? I don't know. And obviously it's got 5 leather straps there for himself. The skin colour's different. It's a much lighter blue in this Skeletor than it is for that one, but I kind of dig it. I kind of like it. The feet are different. In the original Skeletor, you've got the feet are sort of clawed and a bit sort of reptilian almost, or even with hair, I suppose you could say. And in Filmation Skeletor, stand up Skeletor, you have just booties basically, but still very, very similar. You've got the hands are really similar. The sort of the grabby hand with the thumb up and then the claw hand. What they don't have is Filmation Skeletor doesn't have these little protuberances here and here. He doesn't have them because, again, more difficult to animate. And obviously the face. The face is the big one, really. This is the face you get with Skeletor. It's got the green round it, which I always like to draw. It's got the red eyes, which you can just sort of make out there. And yeah, it's a bit of a simplified skeleton face. You saw that a lot in toy art, and obviously you saw that a lot in the comics as well. Really nice stuff. I do like the original Skeletor toy, but this guy has the Filmation face, which if you put it up close, looks really, really scary, like he was in season 1. Get away from me, Beastman, you boob! I do like doing Skeletor impressions. He's by far my favourite villain in anything, because he's got that dichotomy of being sort of really scary and really lame at the same time. So he has these moments of brevity. And I don't know, there's just something about Skeletor I've always liked. It's the voice. He doesn't sound like a villain, because most villains are sort of deep or, you know, like Megatron, sort of scratchy and foreboding. And Skeletor, now I talk like this, so up yours. I just like the guy. I like the guy. But like you say, the face is very, very, very cool. It doesn't turn too much though, does the head? But really, does it need to? I've always been this, why does it need to turn 360? Why are people that fussed about that? It doesn't matter. You don't need it to. The armour, like I say, very simple. I think I mentioned that 3 times now. And the skin is very shiny. The original toys, I guess, were shiny. It's been a long time since I've opened an original toy, so... But he's got the arms that do what you need them to, up and down, probably go all around and around. He's got the legs that are different. You can see the little sort of rotating joint that it has, rather than the rubber band bit, which allows them to stand better, and over time will allow them to stand better and for longer. Because obviously Skeletor, the other Skeletor's got floppy legs, but this guy doesn't, and probably won't. Although people are saying that there's something wrong with these legs, that they're not as good as they should be, but I'm very lucky, not had to deal with that. And like I say, the harness and everything pretty much the same as a standard figure. Now, you do get other things with this guy, which you did in the original toy as well. So like the original toy, you get 1/2 of the power sword. The other half comes with He-Man, which thankfully I do have. So when I open up He-Man, you will see the 2 halves of the power sword combined, like our powers. You get 1 full power sword, which is more likely the one I'm keeping with Skeletor. I really like this. This is so cool. Very nice indeed. And you get the Havoc staff. Now this is different. Let me move Skeletor out of the way to show you how different this is. So let me move those out of the way as well. This is the new power staff you get with Skeletor, the Havoc staff, should I say. So unlike the original, which we have kind of already seen, which is one single coloured bit of plastic. This is 2 coloured bits of plastic, one added to a painted. I think this is painted. It feels painted. This is more show accurate with the pink and the white head of the ram there, whereas obviously you just get one single bit. Otherwise it's pretty similar. It's a pretty similar piece of kit, and I think it suits the new Filmation style really well. If you just got this, I would have felt a bit shortchanged. This feels more like Filmation, and it's this, the actual shaft is it's harder plastic, so I'm less likely to bend, because this one does bend over time. This one doesn't. So it's very cool. Let's tool Skeletor up. Let's do that. Let's give him the full power sword. So the full power sword, because he's got the old thing to hold him on to, does stay on rather well. Doesn't come off. Look at that. I'm shaking him. I'm giving him a good shake, and nothing's happening. So cool. And then if you hit him with the Havoc staff, that fits in there really nicely. So yeah, Skeletor from Filmation now has a Havoc staff and a power sword, and looks bloody awesome. I have to say, he looks really cool. If we get to the Skeletor out and do the same, and then you can see just how awesome these figures are. Now the Skeletor I've got, the original one, he's got the half of the power sword, so the other half is with He-Man. So if I just put them together like so, like I say, I'm going to have to hold this Skeletor up because he's old. But there you go, there's a progression from the old Skeletor there to the new Skeletor. They look really cool together. They're going to look great on a shelf, because I've got this Skeletor riding Panther. This Skeletor can just be freewheeling it. Very, very cool. If you can get hold of this, if you've not got hold of it so far, please do. Please, because it's a joy to have, and it looks so good. I'm very, very happy with it. And I do have more to open, so we'll see how they go. But there we go. That's it. Get it. If you can get it, get it. If you get it from reputable people, it's about £25. That's about right, I think. But that's it from me today. I will be back another day with something very, very different, I am sure. Maybe a Transformer. I haven't done Transformers for a while. So, yeah, something else. Happy lockdown, everybody. We'll get out of it. We'll get through it. Until next time, though, please do take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Wash your hands. And more importantly, don't drink bleach. What was that? Don't drink bleach, you boobs!